Hello, Mr. Rainer. Hello, doctor. Can you hear me? Sorry, again. Your voice is not clear.
Check, 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 check.
Yes, but raise it a little bit, please.
Check, check, check. Check, check.
Still, low?
Check, check, check.
Yes, it's better, but it's still low. Can you raise it?
Check, 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 check,
Thank you.
check.
Great.
All right.
Session 10.
Nine or 10. Session 10 or 9?
Session 10. 10?
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Session 9. 9. It's 9. Oh, yeah.
Whoa, what's going on? My sharing screen. Let's
Yeah.
try this again.
Your camera is off. Oh.
Is it off or on?
Yeah, it's on. It's off.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to something. Did you see my? What do you see now?
You're sharing your screen, right?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's not clear. Still, double click to enter password. Oh, okay. Yeah, I
It's
can
not
see.
clear.
Yeah, it's clear now. I can see your camera. It's on and your screen.
All right. Good.
We are in session 9. Yes.
All right. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. All right. Before we start, it is Tuesday, so why don't you go over what you um what you learned and how would you use it in your classroom?
Type. We talked about grammar last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, can I do the two assignments together? Actually, I was really busy with the Ramadan preparations.
Do what say that again. This is the
I,
last session.
yeah, oh, yeah. Mm. Yes, this is the, but I didn't actually write this assignment. But
Okay.
I can say, I can tell you like this, and I can tell you what did I learn. Sorry, really. I was busy
All
with
right.
Ramadan preparations. Okay. Bismillah. We talked about grammar. It's we don't teach grammar alone. It's integrated activities. Okay, and we don't focus on the. It's the great opportunity to teach grammar during reading
Yeah.
and what else? We talked about context, and collocations.
Okay.
The context is the situation that the student have to learn. The context that the words and the relationship between around each other to form a meaning, to create a meaning. The collocation, words come together also to form meaning, right?
And then but it's the difference is collocation is what? Cultural, regional. These are words that pop up around each other
Yeah. Okay.
or um are with each other in certain contexts, like
Yeah.
button up, right?
No.
We
Yeah.
don't, you don't hear people say button down, it's button up, right?
Mm.
You don't
Yes.
say button down your coat, you say button up your coat. All right.
Mm. Right.
And so, and then some people might not use the co-location at all,
Mm.
right? So when they hear the co-location, it's unusual. What do you mean by button up? What is this? Especially if they're new to the language, right?
Mm.
If I say button up, so that's a co-location, button up.
But write it down. Okay.
These are words that are joined together to create
Yeah,
meaning.
naturally go together, right? The words
Nat-
naturally.
Yeah, they naturally go together.
Yes. Mm.
They naturally go together for what in a certain regional context,
Mm.
right?
Yes.
So co-locations could be regional, right?
Yes.
So
Region.
Egyptian English, there might be different co-locations than American English.
Mm. Yes.
Right?
And we talked about parts of speech.
Uh,
Yeah, like nouns, verbs, adverbs, connections, prepositions, adverbs,
what was
determinate.
the what was the what was the takeaway though when we talk about parts of speech? Why were we talking about parts of speech?
We didn't talk about
But why were we talking about parts of speech?
why or sorry again.
Yeah. So why were we talking about parts of speech? What was the reason?
To know the function.
Right. To separate word classes from function, right?
Yes.
That words can have many functions,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So there's word classes and
Then
then
the
there's
functions of each word in the sentence. Yeah.
so function really relies on where the word is in the
Yeah.
sentence can
Mm.
change. It may be different from its word class, right?
Mm. Yes.
What else?
Um, and we said that we have different words. They have different functions, such as the gerund. Um, Sometimes it acts like a verb and or a subject. This is the last thing. And we can tell the student, we can explain for the learners that to get the meaning of the word by the context, teach them in the
Mhm.
context to understand everything, the meaning or the function of the word.
Right. So context is everything, right? What
Yes.
about what did we talk about Saturday?
This is what we studied on Saturday.
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. Today is, I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Oh,
So,
okay.
sorry. Yeah. That's what we talked.
Mm.
What did we talk about on the previous Tuesday? That's what I meant. What did we talk
Oh,
about on the
yes, we talked about, I think, writing, right?
did we?
Yeah.
All right. So what we talk about in writing?
Yes, we talked about writing process. Yeah.
All right. So what did we talk about there? What was the main points? You don't have to tell me everything, but the main thing that you got from it.
The main thing you told me about the writing principles, and we have writing process. The
Yeah, hold on a
writing
second.
process, yeah.
Let's slow down a bit.
Oh.
Let's slow down. This exercise is not to tell me what I said. I know what I
Ah, yes,
said.
I know. What did I get from you? Yeah.
What did you get from it? Yeah. What
Yes,
did you?
I got that we have writing principles and we have writing process. And the writing, let's start with the writing process that we have. The most important thing that we have to learn to motivate the student for the brainstorming. Let them think, make brainstorming, give them time, encourage them to write write everything. Okay, and they have to. We have to give them the rubric. What else? And inshallah.
Why is the rubric important?
to guide them.
So they know what is what. They know
They have to know the gist and the main ideas.
what no, go back to writing. They need to know what is required from them to be
Yes.
successful,
Mm.
right?
Be specific.
So rubric is the student should it should not be a mystery what success looks like.
Yeah, yeah. To guide
You
them,
know,
yes.
I don't, am I going to get a teacher, am I going to get full mark? Well, if you follow the rubric, you'll get full mark,
Yes.
right? If you follow the rubric, understanding what that there may be a subjective part of the rubric. You know, many rubrics, especially when it comes to writing, there's going to be a subjective part where it might, they might not get a full mark. Like, for instance, a rubric might say the student used sophistication in their writing.
Yeah,
Well,
yes.
what does that mean? Sophistication. That's very subjective. That's up
Mm.
to the teacher.
Yeah.
So, when the student asks me, and we have this one rubric that has that one measure point of sophistication, my response normally is to learners are, hey, look at the rubric, okay, and you will notice that most of the lines on the rubric are very objective, right? If you do it, you get the marks. However, there are a couple lines in the rubric, especially line number 9, that talks about sophistication. That
Mm.
is that is going to be a hard one because that's up to me to decide how well your writing was sophisticated. But I'll tell you, if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? If you do these things, then you stand a higher chance of getting sophistication,
Mm.
right? If you write deeply, if your topic sentence has a really thoughtful, controlling idea, if you supply good details, good supporting details, references, things of this nature, right? So even for the sophistication, I do my best to give them hints on what that mean. I don't just leave them hanging and say sophistication.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh,
Anything else from the writing?
yes, when we give them the rubric, they have to write the draft, then share and publish.
And then if you have time to do what? If you have time, you might not have time. After they publish, give them the opportunity to do what?
Post their works if they
That's
have time.
published. That's public.
Oh,
That's published.
oh, yes.
What up? But after you publish, give them the opportunity to do what? Rewrite.
Oh, okay.
Rewrite.
Okay.
Write it from a different perspective. Okay,
Mm.
you wrote it from this perspective. Can you write it from this perspective?
Oh, okay.
A lot of times you won't have the opportunity to rewrite because you
In
got to move
different
on to the next.
perspective. Oh, okay.
But a lot of times you won't have the opportunity because you got to move on to the next thing. But if there's a chance to get them to rewrite and look at it again, especially especially in a unit, if you have a writing assignment in the middle of the unit, what may be a cool thing is start the next segment of the unit. Maybe a unit has 2 parts
Okay.
or 3 parts. So maybe they write in assignment 1 in the first part of the unit at the end of the first part, right? And then you move on to the second part of the unit and you teach them something that kind of pertains to the first part, but it gives them an opportunity to think and rethink again about what they wrote. So instead of giving them a new writing assignment, wouldn't it be cool to ask them to rewrite the first one?
Yes. Yeah, right. And
And why is that? Why is that important? That is important to see whether they can now do something
in
higher order
different
skill.
way. Yes.
Going back to Bloom's to see if they can evaluate.
Yes, higher level higher thinking. Yes.
All right,
Mm,
because the evaluation in the old blooms, we talked about this a couple segments ago when we talked about blooms. Remember, evaluation is a higher ordered skill.
mm,
All right. But they might not be able to evaluate their own writing. Or if you really want to be super teacher or super educator, not teacher. If you really want to be super educator, you have them switch papers or pick a buddy,
mm.
or maybe you assign them a
Ah,
person and
good
have
point.
them rewrite their buddy's first paper.
Mm,
You see?
mm,
To see if they can evaluate. I mean, we talking real teaching now. We talking about real teaching and
mm,
learning transactions now. Can you look at your buddy's assignment one now, especially now that we learned something new in the second part of a unit of this unit? Can you now look at your buddy's assignment one and write an evaluation?
I'll check it. Yes.
Evaluate your buddy's writing
Mm,
now that you learned something more about the unit, right? How
mm,
can you critique your buddy's work, your friend's work, your classmates' work, right?
mm.
And again, you will give them a rubric to do that. And you would show them how to do that. You would model you would model that.
Yes.
You would definitely model it. Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
Mm,
but it all depends on how much investment. My thing is, if you're going to invest in the student writing and you really want meaningful pieces, then you go all in, as they say in poker. You go all in and have them like really see how writing is supposed to grow, right? And they'll stick with you but it all depends on how you approach writing. Are you approaching writing as a product, right? As an assembly line product. I gotta create this paragraph. I gotta get them to write an essay, right? And I gotta push them to the finish line, right? Or do you see writing as a product of thinking? If you see writing as a product of thinking, as a end product of thinking, good thinking, then you
yes.
spend a little bit more time and you celebrate the student's work. You treat it like it's a work of art, like it's poetry, like it's the greatest poem ever written. You know, it all depends on you and what you how much you want to um dive deep in that thinking. Again, sometimes if you have a coordinator, the English coordinator, whatever, they're
Yeah.
gonna tell you you got to move on to the next thing, pacing, 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 right? And you just simply might not have the time. But if you do have the time, that's a great suggestion. Get them to rewrite something they already have written
Mm,
and do it from another part of the unit. All right, so let some time draft by, let uh another, I plus one, right? Some other inputs into their sphere of thinking, and then go back with the new inputs and relook at, reevaluate, reassess, reinvestigate what something they already have written. That's powerful because what you get them to see is that they can change their minds, they can change their perspectives with new information. They can
yes.
explore that. They can explore their own thinking, their
Mm,
own position. Oh, you know what? My position has changed now from 2 weeks ago,
yes. You're right.
right? Man,
Right.
I was so sure about this last week or 2 weeks ago or last month. But now I have changed because now I have new information. That is learning.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if you approach it like a teacher approaches it as, hey, look, we got to write a paragraph, right? So write a paragraph. The paragraph needs to be 10 to 11 sentences long, 10 to 12 sentences long. You got to have a topic sentence. I want you to mix up your sentences. Maybe I want to see at least three simple sentences, at least four complex sentences, one compound sentence. You got to have a conclusion statement. Make sure you use signal words. I want to see subject verb agreement. That's what a teacher does. An educator says, "Hey, look, I want to see high level thinking. I
Yes.
want to see you
How do they
synthesize."
think? Oh, how do they
Right.
think? Yes.
I want to see you synthesize. I
Mm-hmm.
want to see you analyze, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't depending how talented your students are or where they are in their learning process, maybe we don't ask them to synthesize right away. Maybe we ask them to evaluate,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or we ask them to analyze. I mean, not evaluate, I'm sorry. Maybe we ask them to analyze. Maybe we ask them to apply, right? All right. We can move them up, right? And then as we move them up to the next step, that republishing or that rewriting could be the next higher ordered skill. Compare and contrast. Compare these things, contrast these things, right? Where does that fall? Right? Compare and contrast may be a skill of analyzing, right? Maybe we had them do a skill of comprehending, making sure they understand, what is the main idea, right? What do
Yes.
you think, and it all depends on how you pose the question. It all depends on how you pose the question, right? So the question is, what do you think the author is trying to communicate to us in this story? All right.
Mm-hmm.
That could be more of a comprehension question,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
You know, that's a what question. Why did the author continue to say this or use this type of language, right? That could be an analyzing question, right?
This is how I start actually my reading lesson when we are discussing when we are discussing the pictures in the story before we know what will happen, before we read the story.
Yeah.
Um,
So all
yeah,
those things that we talked about, all those things that we talked about, teaching, writing, teaching,
yeah,
listening, speaking to, all these things, as I said before, is a preparation of pre-writing activities. That's
yes,
the best way because, and again, I can't say it enough. Writing is the money for us.
yeah,
Every teacher is a writing teacher.
mm,
Even if they're PE,
yes,
right?
right, yeah,
Every teacher should have an opportunity for the student to write something.
yeah,
Obviously, we're not expecting the PE teacher to have the students write something, an essay, right? But they'll write something. The PE teacher could have them write short responses,
yeah,
short constructive responses or brief constructive responses, right? But every teacher at some point should want to know, should should be looking to see what the learner got out of. Because if you just simply ask the students, or ask learners rather, what did you get out of the unit, or
mm,
what did you learn today, right? Or what did you get from this experience? They're gonna sit there and go, and you're not giving them an opportunity to really think about it, right? They're gonna blurt out an answer just to satisfy you, just to make you feel good. And then you can write in your notes, see, my students got it. And they really didn't get it because they didn't get an opportunity to really scrub their thinking, really come up with, really synthesize, right? You didn't give them that opportunity. And writing is is a way of doing that. So I tell every educator that I meet, um, because teachers don't want to hear it.
Mm,
Educators do.
yes.
Teachers are just trying to get through the school year. Teachers are trying to survive. Teachers are like students,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, right. I think the
Teachers,
right. Mm,
teachers and students are trying to survive from day one. They're trying to get to the last day of school,
yes,
right?
yes.
And that's how they treat each other during the learning transactions during the school year. We're all
Mm,
in survival mode, guys. We're
mm,
just trying to get through the school. And yes, teachers might not say that, but that's how they act. And because they act that way, the students begin to act like that way, and everything is just a struggle of trying to get to the through the end of school. But educators and learners, what they do is they enjoy that
mm,
pursuit, right?
yes.
These learning transactions. They're learning from each other.
Mm,
Then they're not worried about the last day of school, right? They kind of get mad when there's a snow day, or they kind of get mad when there's a break. Oh, there's a
yeah,
break, man. Really kind of get into this, man. Can we meet online? And I know it sounds goofy, but no, if we, but I look at it this way. There have been times where I have had learners in my classroom, right? And I'm lecturing or whatever I'm doing, or we're having it depends on what setting I'm in. And the learners, they want to keep on going. It might be time for the class to end. They're like, hold on a second, man, keep on going. They're asking questions.
mm,
Where the students are like, hey man, hey man, it's 10:50, brother. We gotta get to the next class,
yes.
right? My point is that learners are not restricted by time.
You know,
Educators are not restricted by time, right?
I think the problem in our schools actually, and in teaching these skills, is the writing skills. It's not giving in the right way to the students.
No, I would
Mm.
tell you, in my experience, in my experience, no,
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. In my
mm,
experience, you're absolutely right. And it's not just here, it's many places. Why? Because teachers and students are just in survival mode the whole
yeah, and
school
they
year.
hate writing. You can't imagine how do they hate the
And,
writing period. We hate it because we're not
uh,
giving it in the right way. Yes, as what you said, actually, after I learned from you, these steps or these steps that we need to follow to do the
and you
writing process.
and I tell you it, and don't get me wrong, it is hard.
It's hard, yeah.
It's hard.
It needs
As a,
time also. It
you gotta,
needs time.
it needs a lot of time.
Yeah,
You got if you really committed, if you're really committed, that
yeah,
means you got to every unit in every part of the unit, you got to change your bulletin board. You got to change your classroom. Like if you're really
yes.
committed,
I would
you got
like
to
actually.
decorate your class to meet the unit, and that's
Yeah,
time consuming.
yes,
Like
yes.
you gotta maybe come in on a Saturday to change the bulletin board to put some fancy design up of pictures or something up. So when the students come into class, you can put them in that environment. Because
Mm,
remember,
mm,
remember, classrooms are artificial learning environments.
mm.
They're artificial. We don't learn that way in real life.
No, yes.
In real life, we learn in the wild.
Mm, yes, you
We
are
learn
right.
in the wild. We learn by mistake, like real mistakes, not artificial mistakes. We learn, we get cut, right? We break a leg. We get in a
Mm,
car accident. We get in an argument with someone. We lose something. Right? We learn. That's real learning, where there's a real consequence for the
mm.
learn for what is learned. You get your heart broke.
Yes, yes. Oh,
heart,
Allah, you are right.
heartbreak Heartbreak is a learning experience. Oh, my heart. Oh, she left me. Oh, right.
We are
That's a
suffering, really.
right. So, in real life, learning is there's a consequence almost to learning, right? That's
Mm,
what
yes,
in real learning, right? There are chances that you have to take. but
Mm,
we go into this artificial environment and there's absolutely no consequence. If the student doesn't get it, there's no consequence. I've seen schools here, particularly, where a student does nothing and get rewarded, right? That doesn't happen in real life.
mm,
I've seen situations here and other places where the student can be off task and get rewarded. And I'll give you
mm,
an example. I'm going to go in the States now. My experience in the States.
mm,
Students off task. Go to the principal's office. Sometimes it's fun to go to the principal's office, right? You get to hear everybody, business or parents arguing and complaining, and that you get to, it's fun, right?
mm,
You don't have to do any work. The principal is too busy. I'm going to get you, Ray. I'm going to get you. I heard that you did in Mr. Jones's class. I'm going to get you, but hold on a second. I'm busy. And then he just totally forgets, and you kind of just walked off, and there's no real consequence happen. And then he sees you and says, "You know what? You're just a pain in the butt." And then he just don't want to deal with you. Go back to class. Just go back to class, right?
yeah,
So, that happens a lot. That happens a lot because
yes,
it's easier for the teacher to say, just get out of my class. Right now, here in Saudi, it's harder to kind of kick a student out.
we
So the
can do.
student, the, the teacher handles it a little bit differently,
Mm,
right? But still, a lot of times the student gets rewarded for being off task,
a
right?
lot of tasks. Yes, you
So,
are.
and the reason why this is because schools are artificial learning environments.
Mm,
We don't
unfortunately.
learn that way in real life.
Mm,
We don't learn that way in real life. You know, we don't. I go back to, I go to, well, before, right? Before we had these places called schools and classrooms and this artificial space, learning spaces, learning there was a consequence. If
yes,
if you if you were learning how to write, right, there was a consequence for you not writing or doing it the way the teacher said do it.
yeah,
Or the way, because the teacher wasn't a teacher or educator, or it was somebody else. If you don't do it, I'm going to make you do this, or
yes,
I'm going to
with the
hit you with
punishment.
this. Right? There's a consequence because
Basically.
that is more aligned with real life,
So you are with the
or
old way, right? Or with the
or
new way?
or or
Mm,
it was going back to the agricultural age where most people were farmers. Your mom or dad would say, "Hey, look, if you don't do well in school, then you just work on the farm all day. I don't
yeah.
care. I don't care if you go to school. You just work on the farm all day." Then the kid goes, hold on a second. I'd rather be in school,
Mm,
right, than work on the farm all day.
yes.
So the incentive of now of following the teacher's instruction was not having to work on that farm all day and break his back or break her back. You know, it meant it tending to the fields and the animals and building the barns and doing all the things they have to do, that hard labor. So the
Mm,
kids
mm,
are like, oh, no, I'm gonna learn how to read and write.
yes.
I'm gonna
Yes.
learn
Yes.
because I'm
Yeah.
doing
So
that
you are
farm.
with the old way.
It's no, I'm not saying that I'm with
لا
the
لا
old
والله it's
way.
better. I in my
But what I,
point of
but
view
what I'm
it's better.
but, but what I but my position is that what we do now is artificial.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
not saying I'm not saying that we're supposed to you should hit kids and all that stuff. I'm
It's
not
very
saying that.
hard. Yes,
I'm not
it's very
I'm
hard.
not saying that. What I'm saying is that that is more aligned to how we learn naturally as humans. That there being a consequence for not learning, right?
Mm,
If
mm,
if if I leave if I leave my mobile phone in the car and I go out the car for a Lulu and I leave my mobile phone in the car, somebody smashes my window,
and
takes
take
my phone,
yeah,
right? I learned something.
yeah,
I learned not to leave my mobile phone in the car.
yeah,
That's a hard lesson,
yeah.
right? Now I got to replace a window and I got to replace a phone and I got to clean all the mess up and I got to
Mm,
deal with all the stuff. That's a hard lesson, but that's a lesson learned.
mm,
Now, if if I continue to do that, then something's even mentally wrong with me. I'm the biggest fool going,
mm,
right? But Most people are going to learn from the, oh, I don't leave my phone in the car anymore. Right?
Yes.
Right? So, but in artificial environments, that lesson doesn't take place. And we know why it doesn't take place because it's an artificial environment. It doesn't really go with what really happens in nature. Because
Mm.
in nature, if you make the wrong mistake, you get eaten, right? In
Yes.
nature, if you make the wrong mistake, you become lunch or dinner,
Mm.
right? And
Yes.
you see your other buddies, oh, woo. Oh,
Mm.
Fred. Fred was a really good friend, but he made a big mistake, right?
Mm. Mm.
And so at the end of the day, um, as educators, we have to make sure that that we we have to know that what we are doing is in an artificial environment, and that we need to know that a schoolhouse, it goes back to what I told you before, what we say day one, right? Teaching does not cause learning. Dr. Diane Lawson Freeman.
Yes.
Student
Mm.
Students not learn because we teach, right? What is learned is not necessarily what was taught. The
Yes.
reason why we say these things is because we understand that classrooms are artificial learning environments. And if you know that going in, right? Because there's some people, especially parents, and it's even some teachers, they think that learning happens by osmosis.
Mm.
They think that just because you're in a classroom, you're going to learn something. That as long as my child is in the classroom, he will learn something.
Yes.
No, you learn.
Mm.
Yeah, you
Not
just you learn. Your
necessarily.
student may learn
Mm.
something, but it's not what you want them to learn. They may learn bad habits, right? They may learn how to become bullies.
Yeah.
They might learn how to become submissive and not
Mm.
fight back and not defend themselves, right? They may learn how to, say bad words. They may learn, they may learn worse English than when they came into place because the
Mm.
teacher is modeling bad English or bad math or bad thinking, right?
Yeah.
So, um, so we have to keep that in mind. All right. So
Mhm.
I now I forgot. I went off so much on a tangent. I forgot what my main point was. But
Okay. It's okay.
understand. Oh yeah, my main point was we're trying to get them to higher ordered thinking.
Mm. Yes, we said
Right?
that it's a hard skill to teach
It's
actually,
hard.
and we're not giving
Yeah,
them.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
We're not,
it's very difficult because we're fighting we're in an artificial environment,
yes.
right? And we're
Um,
trying to teach these higher ordered level skills. Because I will tell you this, the advantage that a classroom has over nature is that nature only teaches like basic skills.
yes,
Nature
they.
doesn't get you
Mm.
doesn't teach get you into the higher ordered thinking. So
Yeah,
that is the
they don't
advantage.
have time actually.
Right. That's
Mm.
the advantage. The advantage of artificial environments that we can now have the learners deal with higher order thinking, have them synthesize,
Yeah,
have them analyze, have them
analyze.
synthesize, have them evaluate, right? But a lot of times we don't take advantage of the artificial learning environments. We're stuck on
Yeah.
them having knowledge and comprehending, knowing and comprehending when we should be dealing with analyzing, well, at least applying and
Mm.
analyzing at certain grades, and then at certain other grades, analyzing, synthesizing, evaluating,
I
right?
want to ask you something. It's not related to the writing skills. Do you think it's important to give the student a one session every week related to to teach them vocabs, words?
No,
No?
no.
Actually, I think we are wasting our time.
It's a complete waste of time.
Yeah, I
You mean a vocab list and then going over the vocabulary list?
yes, we have a book actually. We give the students every week five new words, and the second week we're gonna learn another five words. The third week we will make a revision. But after taking this, the
Waste of time. that time could be used. Now, here's what I would say.
I would
If those,
I will,
if
yeah.
you believe those, there's a couple questions you have to ask yourself. Number one, why are those five words? Who said those five words were so very important?
I
That's
don't
number
know.
one. There's 600. There's 600,000 words in the English language. Why those five words?
Yeah.
Right. That's the first thing you got to think about. There's 600,000 words in the English language, maybe a little bit more, because
Mm,
we form new words, right? Uh, why those five words? That's number one. All right.
mm,
Now you can retort with what we talked about when we talked about reading, that we want to teach them the high frequency words. Okay, that's fine,
mm.
right? Maybe
Yes.
maybe say maybe based on the grade level, you want them to know the first 500 most frequently spoken words.
Mm,
Okay, but giving them a vocabulary list is like teaching grammar. And you know what I
mm.
feel about teaching grammar
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. Mm.
isolation. It is much better. It is much better to give them more reading opportunities,
Or listening after, يعني, this is what
listening opportunities, reading
we
opportunities.
don't take
Now,
listen. Oh,
here's the happy medium. The happy medium, and you're right, listening opportunities, speaking opportunities, reading is more. I would much
important.
rather you increase those things, right?
Yeah.
But it's a happy compromise, right? Would be okay. You value this word list,
Mm,
right? I don't necessarily value the word list. Okay, but you have your reasons for this word list. Now, the best way to do this is to create stories using these words.
mm. We don't actually, because the book
Yeah,
is really boring. Only it's giving us the pictures and the word, the picture and the word. And
that if you think about it, that's a waste of a book. That's a
yes,
waste of
what do
money.
I do? I put sentences. I put more pictures to explain more to the students and made the stories related to the pictures. That's what I do.
My my suggestion would be to take the five words, put the five words into our AI,
Uh,
ChatGPT. Tell
what is
ChatGPT to put the
put
five words into chat. Anyone that you use, Gemini,
oh,
ChatGPT,
ChatGPT, the 5 words, you mean I would put the 5 words in
put
ChatGPT,
the
yes.
five words. Tell ChatGPT to create a short story using those five
Ah, okay,
words.
nice idea. Oh,
All right, and then what you do is to satisfy whoever wants you to use the word list. What you do is you make those five words your quicks.
yes.
You understand? So then what do? We start to teach those five words as if we're teaching reading, using the skills that we talked about or the process
Mm-mm.
we talked about. So tell ChatGPT or whatever AI you use, here's five words. I want you to create a short story, a very short story, maybe 2, 3 paragraphs long, maybe even less than that,
Okay.
using these five words 2 times each or 3 times each,
Mm,
right? They see
mm.
the words repeatedly. All right. And then, but you got to tell it to do one more thing. Listen up. You got to tell it to do one more thing. Make sure these words create context.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget that because it's going to just use the words,
Mm.
right? Make sure these words create context. So let's do it real quick because now I want to, let's see it in action. Let's see it in action. Let's see it in action since this is,
What I
let's
do
look,
also, doctor, I ask them, sorry.
let's just do it. Let's do it right now. So I'm
Okay.
gonna
I will tell you, I will show you, I will share my screen with you to show you what I'm
no,
doing.
no, no, no. I'll share my screen.
Okay, يلا. You know what I do actually to make sure that they got the meanings of each word? I ask them to write sentences on the in the copybook.
Before you do that, you got
Yeah.
to make sure that it's much better to do it this way. Hold on a second.
How?
What do you
Mm.
what it says lake parks, lakes. What does my screen say?
Sorry. Trip advisor? What's this?
Okay, good, good, good. All right.
Actually, I
So
would
let's go.
like to, يعني I would like to tell my coordinator to implement to the listening skill next year إن شاء الله يعني.
So let's get old ChatGPT up here.
Okay.
You see ChatGPT now, right?
Yes.
All right. Give me the 5 words that you
يلا I
guys are
will give
using.
you. يلا. Okay.
All right.
Just
Meanwhile,
give
I'm
me
going to create a prompt. Create
one moment. Oh.
a short story using the following
The first word, examine.
5 words.
Um,
Examine,
tangle.
examine, tangle,
Tangle, yes.
like tangle like that.
Tangle.
Yeah, no, past tense. All right, tangle,
Judge.
judge,
Burst.
burst.
And square.
Yeah, and so why these 5 words? It's so random. You see what I'm saying? It's random.
I hate this book. I hate it. I that's why I want to ask you about this thing, really. And I want to see if you agree with me. I will tell them that about listening actually skill. It's better than the vocabulary skill. We are wasting our time for grade 1. It's boring book also.
How are they spelling squirm? My brain
Scrum,
is locked.
SQUIRM.
M, right?
Yes,
All right. So create a short story using the following 5 words: examine, tangle,
okay.
judge, burst, squirm. All right. Each word must be used 3 times throughout
Really?
this.
The story?
All right. All
3
right.
times.
These words throughout. Do it so. The
Okay.
words must be used to create
Context.
context
Context.
around now. What unit are you on right now in your class, in that class?
What's unit?
Yeah, what's the unit called?
I forgot actually. We don't focus on the unit.
What are you guys learning right now?
Um, you mean the reading unit?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
related. It's different curriculum, the vocab.
I know. But what are you guys learning about right now? Reading
Now
about.
we are taking fable story. It's the turtle and the hare.
All right. The words must be used to create a story around
A fable story, fable. Maybe we
fa-
can.
the fable to create the words must be used to create a story around the fable, the turtle, and the hare.
I love it. I love
The
this
words,
way. Maybe
okay, this
we're gonna make it as a worksheet and staple it with the unit of this book.
all right.
Mm.
Let's see. What else do I want? Uh, the short story must not
You know,
exceed must not exceed
or line, or
20 sentences.
it's long also.
Not that long. The short story
Really?
must not exceed 20 sentences. Uh,
Okay.
the what class? What
Grade
grade is it?
first grade.
First grade.
Yeah.
Uh, the story the story must be on a first grade using those words. They're not first grade level words. Anyway, I see. It's just you see what I'm talking about. This is something that's not well thought out. I would not give a first grade examine, tangle, judge, burst, squirm. I wouldn't give them those words.
Yeah,
There's
yeah, me too.
these words are lower frequency words for them.
Yeah,
Anyway, the story must be on a
me too. I would not
first.
give the lower grade these words. Yeah, that's why I'm telling you we need, I will think about and something else to tell my coordinator to change this. Do you visit at schools or no?
I could if I could if you want, I could talk to Dr. Ibrahim and do a session.
Yes, please.
All right, let's see what they have.
Okay.
Oh, see, this is nice and short.
Nice,
The
nice.
hair
I
the
like
hair
it.
looked the hair liked to
I
run
like that.
fast. The turtle liked to walk slow. One day they had a race. The other animals came to examine the path. The hare did not examine the path.
Mm,
He said, "I will win," and did not examine anything.
mm,
Soon the hare hit a tangle of vines.
nice.
His foot his foot got stuck in the tangle. The more he kicked, the more the tangle held him.
Mm,
The turtle, the turtle did not judge the hare. She did not judge his fast feet. She would not judge at all. The vines begins to burst apart. When one big pull, they burst again. The hare tried to squirm free. He would squirm and twist. He made one last squirm. The vines burst and he ran fast. But the turtle won the race.
yeah, nice. Really,
This,
really
this makes my point.
amazing.
Especially after they have already read the original story. This is a iteration or a reimagination of the
Reimagine.
original story. Now it
Mm,
took 2 3 minutes, so that way you didn't have to stay up 2 hours to write a
mm,
story. Just do it in a
yeah,
couple of seconds.
easy. Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
But the
Right
word,
now you take these goofy 5 words that have no meaning, right? And that you're
mm,
going to probably teach in isolation or compartmentalize those words. Now you have centralized and contextualized the words under one
yes,
context.
nice, in a nice way. But I think the word judge is not clear here because the meaning in the book, it's the person who makes a decision after thinking about something.
But
She
see,
said,
this is the problem.
yeah,
Judge is a noun and a verb.
yeah. She said she would not judge, she didn't judge his fast feet.
But see
So
that you see the problem with vocabulary. Now now I would leave this
function
here.
here, yes, different.
But here you can do this. This is the beauty. This is why AI is beautiful.
Mm,
Watch this.
yeah,
Let's change the prompt. Let's
yes.
change the prompt. For make sure
Mm.
the word judge is
Ana,
used
let's
as
see.
a noun.
A noun, yes.
All right. Now let's
Really,
see what happens.
I like it. Yeah, yeah, nice. I can edit this.
The hare could run very fast.
Oh, nice.
The
You
turtle
see,
could
why
walk
is,
very
how
slow.
was the judge? The judge
All right.
said, repetition. Oh, yeah.
The judge said, ready, set, go. The
Yeah.
wise owl was the judge. Now you can give them both iterations. One iteration where the judge is a verb, and another iteration where the judge is a noun. But I'm glad that you said this,
Mm.
because now I will use this as a teaching tool.
Yes, of
Why?
course. Of course, I'm gonna use it from, yeah,
Because it proves my point.
yes.
Giving 5 words without meaning creates a lot of problems.
No, inshallah, I
Taking
will
the
use it this way. Yeah.
right, and so you get these 5 words that you have to do
Mm,
every week, and then the teachers give the students the definition without any context, without any code-text,
mm.
right? And
It,
he gives the meaning. Well, I gave you the meaning, and then when the student sees judge as a noun or as a verb, they don't know. I thought it was a noun. Now it's a verb. But that
Yes,
goes back
yes.
to what we said last week about word classes, right? And functions of words.
You know, Dr. Renner, something I don't like in the weekly plan or the with what did my coordinator say that we need to follow, but I can change it with my own way. Such as these things, I ask my students to write sentences to make sure that they got the meaning, and I'm doing extra things with them because I can't change everything. What do the school want actually?
Yeah, you see,
So.
that's the difference. That's the difference between the teacher and the educator. Listen,
You
the
know what I'm
reality,
asking my student in the reading, the story elements? I'm asking them to draw the elements, the characters, the setting, the place, time, everything, to make sure that they got.
first grade, this is important. First grade, this
Yeah.
is extremely important.
Well, I would
First
like
grade,
to show you their copy books. These things are extra works. And my coordinator doesn't know anything what I'm doing with my students actually. But I would love, really, I would like to change these things. That's why I ask about the vocabulary. I think we have difficult words and they are not suitable for the grade one, first grade, and we are giving them, but they don't like even the this book and also the parents. And I noticed that after you teaching me the TESOL, this useful actually uh, thing that you said that we about the listening, and I noticed that we don't at all giving them the listening skill. We don't implement listening in our schools. Inshallah, I will think يعني later on, inshallah, to tell my coordinator we need to apply it in any way. And that's why I ask about the vocab. Inshallah, I will do this. Even if I will print it as a worksheet, the story, and staple it with the lesson itself to read it also at home and show it to their moms. This is what I'm thinking also.
and it helps their parents support the learning because now the parents can read the story and get what's going on instead of just having five random words, right?
Yes.
Everything, remember, if you don't get anything from our 10 sessions or 9 sessions, it should be that we must teach in context.
Yeah, inshallah.
If you, if you teach in context, that's half of the battle. I mean, it's not half the battle. It's 75% of the battle. Even if you
Mm,
don't know what you're doing as an educator, if you just teach things in context, that is half of the battle, right? The students will benefit. That's
mm,
half of the battle.
yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Thank
Man,
you.
all right, good. Thank you for allowing me to show you that.
Thank you so much, really. It's it's a useful thing. Yeah.
Um, I wanna I'm gonna wrap this up, but I do want to go over sentences real quick.
Okay.
All right, simple sentences. Unit 2. What is a sentence?
It's a group of words that tells a complete idea. It begins
Right,
with the letter ends with punctuation mark.
right. It expresses an idea, a question, a statement, a command.
Yeah.
So
Tama-
so what would a simple sentence have? What is a simple sentence versus a sentence?
A simple sentence, it has subject, verb, object.
Meaning what? Does it need an object?
No, not necessary.
Right. It just needs to have a what?
The subject and verb.
Subject and verb. So a sentence is what? Just one idea.
Yeah, one idea. It gives yes, one idea.
One complete idea, one independent clause, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let's look at activity 2.2.
Yeah. What are the major
S
elements?
would S would be what?
Subject.
All right.
Verb,
What is the subject?
it's an action word.
No.
What? Oh, sorry. A subject is who does the action?
Right. The doer of the action, right?
Yes.
And also it's the subject is also the topic. Typically, it's the topic also.
Mm.
Running is my favorite sport,
Yeah,
right?
it's relevant. Yeah.
It's the topic. It's the topic.
Mm.
Cheese is delicious, right?
Mm.
So the subject is not only the doer of the action, the subject is
Mm.
also the topic of the sentence.
The top, yeah.
What about V?
A verb, the action.
Right. Let me see. Let me go back. I just made a mistake. The subject is the topic of this clause because
Of
you
the
can have
clause.
more than one clause. You can have more
Ah,
than one clause.
yeah.
You can have more than one clause. So the subject is the topic of the clause. V, verb,
The action.
the action,
What did the
right?
subject do? Yeah.
Right. The most important, probably the most important word
Yes.
in the sentence, right?
Yeah.
Uh, oh,
Object.
and what's the object?
What can we say about the object?
Explain it to me like you would explain it to a first grader.
We don't we are focusing only the subject and the verb actually in the first grade.
Mhm. But if
But
you had to explain it to a first grader, how would you explain the
it's
object?
the receiver. Oh no, we can say that
Right. Is the receiver of
the the action.
their action.
Yeah.
It's what receives the action?
Yeah.
Who, what receives the action? Or what is affected by the action?
Mm,
Who or what is affected by the action? Receives the action or affected by the action?
yes.
What about C? What about C?
Conjunction.
No.
What is it? See.
She is.
She is.
Is that a sentence? She is?
No. No.
I mean, it could be depending on the context, right? If that's a response, it could be. Uh, is she happy? She is. It could be, but in most cases, are not. It's not. So when you have a to be verb, you need a what?
Another clause.
You need a complement. A
Com
complement.
okay. Okay.
And what is the complement? Complement does what?
Complement. It's a group. What? It's a group of words.
The complement does what? Gives
Com
further information. Gives further information.
Further information. Yes.
She is happy. Or it can complete what was said.
Mm,
She is happy. She is sad. She is going to the store. It gives further information
mm.
because most to be when it comes to the to be verb, there's hanging information in the to be verb. Versus she ran. She ran doesn't need a complement.
Okay.
But could have also. Could have. What about A?
Article. What is a? Oh, you put them in order? No, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the first two is
Oh,
necessary.
A,
The
it's adverb. Adverb, maybe.
adverbial. Adverbial.
Mm.
We don't call it adverb, it's an adverbial because it could
Adverb.
be a phrase. It could
What?
be a phrase. It could be a phrase.
Really? Adverbial?
Adverbial phrase. An adverbial phrase.
Uh, okay.
What's an adverbial? Adverbial.
I-A-L?
Adverbial.
Oh,
Adverbial.
adverbial phrase. Oh, okay.
So what's an adverbial?
How does the action happen? Or where?
Give me more. So how? So it gives you more information about what?
Yeah. More information about the action.
Not about the action per it could, but tell me the right way about what?
يعني
Adverbs,
she
adverbs of
ate it.
manner.
She ate the
Adverb.
food. She ate it. She ate the food quickly. Or
So time, Time, write this down.
Time.
Time, manner,
Yes, time, manner, what else?
place,
Place. Oh,
place, right, etc. It just gives you more information about what's going on,
yes.
more information about the situation.
Information. Yes, about the situation. Okay.
Um, let's do one more. Let's do 2.4 here. Can you give me a sentence for SVO?
Write examples of the following sentence. Um, I likes apples. Sorry, Ali likes apples.
Okay.
Um,
Jack ate the cake,
okay.
right?
Okay.
What about CVS? I mean SVC.
SVC.
I gave you one example already.
Ah, yes. She is happy
Yeah,
because she ate the
yeah,
cake.
no, she is happy.
Only she's happy.
Yeah, because she ate the cake, that's a different clause.
Only she's happy. Oh, okay.
Because she remember this is simple sentences only. She is happy because she ate the cake. That's not a simple sentence.
Ah,
That's a
yes, it's not
complex.
simple sentence. Yes.
It's a complex sentence.
Complex.
You got another clause. You got another clause there.
I think the
So she
compliment we have to add more words. Oh,
no. She is happy. It's fine. All
she's
right.
happy. Okay.
Muhammad is a teacher.
So you are using here a verb to be only.
For most time it's the verb to be.
Mm,
Some it could be other verbs too. It could be appears is one another. She appears sad.
okay, she appears sad. Okay.
Okay.
Three, she runs quickly.
She runs quickly. They play football after school.
Oh, yeah.
Give you that one is an adverbial of time and place. They play football after school.
Oh, time.
Time and place.
Oh, yes, time and place. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
because football is not an object here.
Yeah. Mm,
Football is not receiving the action, right?
mm.
What about SVOO?
Do we have two objects in the sentence?
Yeah, all the time. You do them all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
You want me to give you one?
Yeah. What is it?
He lent me his pen.
Mm. Oh, okay.
He lent, he
Me.
subject, lent, verb, me, first
Yeah.
object,
Oh, two
his
objects.
pen.
Yes. Yes.
You want to try one now?
Subject, verb, objects, adverb,
No,
adverbial.
try four for again.
Oh, four again. Oh,
Yeah.
طيب. He gave me his book.
He gave me his book.
Yeah, he gave me
He gave me he gave me his
his
book. Yeah. SVOAA.
like what you said. Um, he gave me his book after the school.
He gave me
His book
he
after
gave
the
me his
school.
book
Tell me.
after he gave me his book after school. Uh he gave me his book. What about this? He gives me his book. He gives me his book every Tuesday after school. How about that?
Ah, okay.
He subject verb gives his
Mm.
book after every Tuesday
Every Tuesday after.
and then after school. Every
Yeah,
Tuesday after.
every Tuesday after school. Yes.
All right. Another one would be she taught the lesson at the university on the afternoon or in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The whole point of this, and like I said before, I'm gonna do a video during Ramadan to give it to you. So because this book is this book is very powerful.
Yeah, yeah, inshallah, I will print it out and read it.
It's very powerful. I'm gonna give you all the explanations on video.
Oh,
All right. Um, so you can have it, so you can kind of understand it more. Because like I
inshallah.
said, we would typically
Mm,
I would invite you to a school or to my home or something, and we would
inshallah.
go through this book. We would spend about 5 hours. Normally my wife attends to because she's curious about this also.
Mm,
And even I invite some of my friends and we go over the book because the book it gets harder and harder
mm.
as it goes on. It gets harder.
Yes, 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 you are right.
Also, I'm gonna give you a video on phonology. I'm gonna have someone talk to you about phonology on a short video. And yeah, that's it. So I think we can end the classes here. I promise you we'll finish before Ramadan.
Alhamdulillah,
Uh,
thank you so much.
so I will have your certificate ready. Make sure you turn in yeah, I'll have your certificate ready
Ready?
sometime next
Mm,
week.
inshallah.
And
Inshallah, I
because
will finish the payment also, inshallah. When I will get my salary, inshallah, 25 February,
all
I
right,
will send to you, inshallah, the money.
inshallah, inshallah.
Inshallah.
All right. Let your other friends know about this course. If you learned something,
Yes.
tell your other friends that it
No,
might be
inshallah, of
worth,
course. Mm,
especially if people are having problems with teaching.
yes.
Um, say, hey, offer it. I'm not asking you to hard sell it, but say, hey, look, you may get some benefit out of taking this course with them.
Yes, of
Um,
course.
because I think I price it in a way where um, it is valuable enough. I used to charge 5,700 for this course, by the way.
MashaAllah.
But things have changed after COVID. So, and it was also live too, in
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
But I think online is just as powerful.
yeah.
Um,
It helps a lot.
so if you have people, you have someone, especially someone who's new to teaching, even someone who's old, been in teaching for a while, I think I can give them insights to kind of answer questions and give them clarity to what they're
Yeah.
doing in the classroom.
But
Well, I know
honestly,
it's wrong.
really, I want to hear from you your opinion. So, how did you find me, really? Good.
So listen, in context, I know I could tell that you're not a licensed teacher, right? Licensed teachers are always going to be, have been trained in this.
Mm,
But what your greatest strength is your curiosity, and you have noted throughout the course that you are attempting or you have attempted to do many of these things. And
mm,
all I really did was give you more structure because it
mm,
looks like you've attempted to do a lot of these things already. So hopefully, what I did was give you more structure to what you were already doing.
mm,
You have also noted that there's some gaps in what your program is currently doing that you can use to help your program out, which I find very encouraging. That is extremely encouraging.
yeah.
So, as I haven't seen you I haven't seen you in the classroom, but let me put it this way. I have had people in my class where I say, I don't know why this person is a teacher, how they could even teach. I don't say that about you, which has made the sessions easier because sometimes I have to explain everything and we don't even get this far because I have to explain everything in detail. With you, I was able to flow a lot more faster, which
Mm,
tells me that you know a lot about teaching and learning. We
Yeah.
all need more structure, right? Even me. We all could be better. Remember, students do not learn because we teach. I think I told you this before. There's no experts in teaching. I don't care
Yeah.
how many degrees they have. No one's an expert. No one is the god of teaching, the king of teaching. It is, we're all learning.
Mm.
We all learn something new, a lot of things new. Regardless if you'll be teaching for 50 years, you're still learning something new. And
Yes.
why? Why? Because of the generation gap, because of age,
Mm.
right? So just because of age, we all learn things new in teaching and learning. Because of innovation, we all learn things new. There's things, technology, innovation moves so quickly nowadays that it's hard for educators to keep up with the technology because these learners, they have access to information, right?
Mm.
So they may have access to information that you never even knew about, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
they may have seen TikTok videos and YouTube clips and all these things, YouTube reels or Facebook clips, reels or rather that gives them a more that allows them to contextualize greater than students 20 years ago,
Mm.
right? Because these guys, if they the good thing, people talk about scrolling or social media and doom scrolling, but there could be some powerful things that come from scrolling. They're getting context. The argument is whether the context is appropriate. That's a different story.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
a different story,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
First graders, second graders, third graders shouldn't be exposed to certain things, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the scary thing.
This is the
But
big problem. Yes.
but on the same token, it also that disadvantage can also be a strong advantage, right? That maybe some of the context, some of the inputs, some of the CIs that they're getting is positive.
Mm.
And so when they're coming in class, they're exposed to a lot more good and bad
Yes. We have
that
to use it in a good way. Yeah.
so you have to that's again a part of the learner profile, figuring out what the students' contextual range is. And
Interest.
you
Yes.
can only do that, you can only do that by giving them more and more input and opportunities to talk, to explore, reading opportunities, speaking, reading, writing,
Yeah.
right? Reading, speaking, listening. You got to remember when you're speaking, somebody has to listen. The last thing I want to say is, you know, we were talking about old school teaching, right? You have to, in order for any of this stuff to work, you have to have order and structure in your classroom.
Mm.
Okay. You have to. That doesn't mean you have to be mean and evil, right? And a witch, the witch of the classroom, right? But that does mean that you have to be stern
Yeah.
and
Yeah. This
have
is what
order in
I'm
your
doing.
classroom.
Once I raise my hand like this, they have to cross
Right.
their hands and zip their mouth.
Right. Because that's important,
Yeah, I
right?
can't. Oh, yes. Yeah.
I had to yell at one of my students today because and listen, he wants to show me that he knows a lot, and that's
Mm.
good, and I tolerate it. But it got to the point where it's disruptive, and I had to tell him today, look, I don't care. You can debate with me, but at the end of the day, this when I tell you to stop it and let's move on to the next thing, it's time to stop it and move on to the next thing. I have the letters behind my name, right?
Mm.
PhD. I worked hard for those things. If you listen to what I'm saying to you and not and it's one thing when you debate with a good mind with the idea of exploring more. It's another thing to debate to show off, right? And and I get it. He wants to show me that he knows more than the other students. I get it. But that can also be a disadvantage and can also be disruptive.
Yeah, yes.
So so my point there is disruption can also be with the smart students,
Yes, of course.
right?
Mm.
What I find often that the smarter students are often mostly the most disruptive
Yes, they get
because
bored quickly.
because they
They
get
got the,
yes,
yes, they get the idea
yeah,
and they want to move. خلاص.
they want to move
finish.
on. They
Yeah,
want to be, or they want to show to everyone that they know it already.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that can be just so it's important to have order in your classroom. It's so sometimes we don't say that, especially nowadays. It is
Mm,
important to have order and structure in your classroom. And the last point that I would make is that the neatness, cleanliness and organization in your classroom will help with that order. If your
yeah.
classroom is if it's disorganized, if it's not neat, if it's not structured, if it's dirty, the students will act accordingly.
Mm, mm,
It
mm,
if you don't if you don't change and redecorate your classroom every couple months or every couple weeks, uh,
mm,
it gets boring. Student work should be on the wall more than things that you buy or create yourself, right?
mm.
Put
Yes,
their
no.
work on the wall. Put their work. They want to see their work. They don't
Yeah.
want to see something from Jarrell, something that you got from Noon or something you
Mm,
got from Amazon. They want to see their work on the board. So any opportunity you get to celebrate their work, especially work that they had to work products or efforts that they had to
mm.
work extremely hard for.
Yes, I encourage them
Celebrate.
always with the gifts, actually, taking photos, tell them thank you for doing the extra homework I gave you, such as writing extra sentences related to the words that we learn every week. As I told them, doing extra things to make sure that they got everything.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So I hope you have a wonderful Ramadan.
thank you.
Ramadan, Ramadan Mubarak.
Thank you so
Uh,
much.
and if you ever have any questions, you feel free to
Yes, of
ask.
course.
I
Oh,
will I will approach what school are you at? You're at um
Education International School.
that's the one in
Yes, you
by
visit us with once. Yes,
yeah,
the
I
one that
visited you guys.
when Mr.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Rafi, you know.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So
I will
you can come, right? Or
yeah.
you
I'll arrange the
go
time.
to other
And
schools.
I think better for me and for everyone else is make it voluntary and I'll come in and I'll give a link and people could come in and I'll give a talk on how to teach reading or something like this. Okay. Or
Yeah,
vocabulary,
nice.
particularly
Yes.
vocabulary and grammar. I'll give a
But
discussion on
inshallah.
vocabulary. Okay. All
Inshallah.
right.
Thank you so much, really, for the course. I really enjoyed the sessions and I learned a lot, actually. Inshallah, in the future, I'm going to stay in touch if I have any questions.
Any questions, just reach
Definitely,
out.
definitely, inshallah. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you
All
again. You
right.
will gonna send me the videos, right?
I will give me some time. I'm gonna produce them on
It's okay. It's okay.
I'll send them on the because you still will have access to the Google Classroom that we created.
Yes, today.
I'll post them to the Google Classroom so you know
Great.
exactly where because if
Great.
I give them on WhatsApp, WhatsApp the video sometimes
It
deletes
will be
out.
up. Yes. It will be open, right? On the classroom, Google Classroom, right?
It'll
Later on,
forever.
forever,
Yeah.
right? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Good.
You can always access that Google Classroom.
Good.
Okay.
Great. Mm,
All right. It was wonderful having you.
thank
And
you.
again, we'll see you soon.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Thank
All
you
right.
so much. Thank you again, really. Thank you, Mr.
All right.
Brenner.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye bye. Thank
Bye.
you.